We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
Yo, check it out, y'all. On this one, we got Wack 100 and Exposers. They bring Jha Jha and Exposers, Jim Jones. So let's get straight to the content. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
In the block.
We got an individual on here. She contact Luce, and I guess all the stuff been going on with Jim Jones, and she seems to know some things. I haven't even talked to her about what she knows, because I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to be able to ask questions as she went on. I haven't dissected what she knows, but it's some things that she wanted to reveal about Jim Jones. I haven't had any dealings with her. My first time building with her. So we're gonna let her introduce herself, where she come from, and they're gonna see what's going on with what she wanna talk about. You got the floor.
What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl Jha Jha, aka Splash Card, aka GTV in the building. Thanks for having me on your show, Wack. What's good?
All right, what's up? Yo, Jim Jones, what's y'all relationship? How did y'all meet?
We don't really got no relationship. I met him through Kim. A lot of people be saying I'm Jim Artist. I was Jim Artist. I'm not Jim Artist. I got to get that straight from the jump. I was never really Jim Artist. What happened was I got introduced to Jim. Well, I got introduced to Kim first. I was Dipset first lady first. A guy named Big Joe introduced me to Kim. Kim put me on the record. Well, I did the record Get From Around Me. See what I'm saying? Cam jumped on it. I was in Joel's studio. He was like, that shit hard. Save me a verse. I'ma put that on the Diplomatic Immunity 2 album. Long story short, he did that. Joe called me and was like, yo, Cam, I want you to get in the photo shoot. Come down to the studio. I did the photo shoot. They put me on the bus. We went on tour. You know what I'm saying? The rest was kind of history from that. How Jim came in. Jim was there too, but how he got in the equation as far as like me kind of being his artist. When we was on the Purple Haze tour, he came up to me. He was like, yo, Jha, I need a record like you did for Camden to Get From Around Me album. The Get From Around Me record. So I hit my producer, Cannon. He was in Virginia on tour. I hit him up. I'm like, yo, Jim said he need a record like we did for Cam, that Cam hopped on the Get From Around Me record. Did the record in 15 minutes in the hotel in VA. Took it back to New York when we got off tour, laid it down. I wrote the verse, wrote the hook, gave it to Jim. He loved the record. He was like, he's gonna get T.I. on the record. Niggas went to Miami and left me in New York at my Aunt Girl house for like Memorial weekend, right? So I get a call from Jim. Like first Jim didn't really want to like deal with me on like as his artist or whatever, because I guess he was like doing his own shit. Jim was trying to push Max. He had his own people, like, you see what I'm saying? Like I was with Dipset. He was like, I don't really want you dope, you fire, but I don't really want to jump behind you like that because I'm afraid Cam and Joe gonna take you from me as an artist. So I was kind of confused because I thought the niggas was all together. I didn't know it was no separation. Long story short, Jim called me on the phone. I'm at my Aunt Girl house. He like, yo, I just got Puff on the record. I know I said I couldn't fuck with you, but it is what it is because Puff asking for you. See what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it kind of took a turn from like me being his artist, because he just started working with me more. And then, you know, the whole division thing came. So it's kind of like I was stuck in the middle of that shit. But I wasn't initially first Jim Artist. Like I thought they was like partners at Dipset. And he had his own plans on starting his own thing. That's kind of how I got wrapped up in all that shit.
Okay, so I guess from that point on, you start dealing with Jim a little more.
Right, because like at that time, like, you know, he started going on tour. So he did, you know, when he was on Harlem Diary of the Summer, like we got Jim his first $1 million deal through Koch. You know what I mean? Like and he, took that money and did whatever he did with it. He really ain't give niggas nothing. He ain't give me nothing out of it. See what I'm saying? I can't speak for nobody else, but I know I ain't get paid not one red cent dime.
And you was the one writing the records, right?
Yeah, like so I wrote like maybe 4 or 5 records on like that Harlem Diary of a Summer. Stack Bundles wrote Jim's biggest record, Ballin'. That he like takes all this credit for, but it's really like that Stacks record. You see what I'm saying? Like collectively, like me, Max, and Stacks, we was like pretty much the sound for that whole situation. Like we had the streets on fire for Jim. He just ain't do right by
That's
niggas.
crazy.
Yeah, because I know Max B was doing a hooks for Jim Jones
Yeah,
back then.
Max wrote like, see me, my thing was when I first got with them niggas, when I first got around, like I wasn't in no street stuff, like I was in college. You know what I'm saying? And the dude Big Joe was like, I need you to come up here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna pay for you to go to school up here, which ended up being a lie. Like, he pretty much finessed me into moving from Tallahassee, coming to New York or whatever. When I was like, yo, bro, this is how much it's gonna cost me to go to school. He was like, nah, I can't really afford that. But by that time, it's too late. I already done dropped out of school. So now my back against the wall. It's like, shit, you gonna sink or swim. You gonna go back home and be a failure. You gonna try to make this shit work in your best interest. I ain't want to go back home and be no failure, so I just tried, you know what I'm saying, make it work. But pretty much, Max, he had the streets, because they was like street dudes. Me, I'm a hit maker. Like, you want to get a record in the club, you want a club on the you want a record on the radio, you come to me. And then, Stacks came in, was just like the icing on the cake. You was just like the dream team for this nigga.
So you was never actually signed to Jim Jones?
I was never signed to nobody. Nah.
Gotcha.
See, that's where that's how the industry works.
Huh?
He offered you and Max B the same contract. Is that right?
Yeah, he offered me my contract first. The contract he offered was 10 years, some Jones Family Productions. They had nothing to do with no Bergen, ain't got no Dipset. Cam name was nowhere on the contract. No money. He owned my name, my likeness. He would have, if I would have signed it, he would have owned all that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
he really put something like that in front of you?
Yeah, like he sent it to my attorney. So my attorney called. I was excited, you know what I mean, just to get a contract until I read what it was. So my attorney called. She like, Jim sent the paperwork over. She was like, come down. So I'm excited. I'm on the subway like, yeah, we about to make this shit happen. I get there. She don't got no smile on her face. I'm like, why you looking like that? She was like, well, I'm going to just let you read some of this and you just tell me what you take from it. And we can go from there. And when I was looking through it, I'm like, this don't look good. This say he owned my name, my likeness, no money. If I said, where the money at? She's like, it ain't no money. I said, who is Jones Family Productions? She like, that's the company. I'm like, nah, come on, Jim. You see what I'm saying? Wow. It's like I had done put like 4 years of my life like into this. And for that was just crazy.
So I'm pretty sure you called him on it, right?
Yeah, I called him. Like, he had tried to take me to like Mr. Child. And he was just like, do you think I looked at my first contract when I signed it, when Cam gave it to me? And I was like, no. And he was like, do you think, Joel's looked at his first contract when Cam gave it to him? And I'm like, probably not. And he was like, okay, so what's the difference with you? I said, man, you grew up with them niggas. I don't know you like that. Like, this business, like, you got to get the business right, Jim. I'm trying to work with you, but I can't do shit with this, bro. Like, I had a family too. Like, so we was like pretty much doing ring around the rosy. I still was going on the road with him. I gave him an opportunity to get it right. But after Stacks got murdered, I couldn't fuck with that nigga no more after that.
What did that have to do with your business with Jim?
So we was all on tour. You see what I'm saying? Like, Stacks was the last person to come around the group. At first it was Max, it was me, then Stacks came along, and pretty much that third album that he did, we was on tour. First Stacks wasn't really even finna go on the tour. None of us was. Like, I came on the tour later because it was like no money involved. Like, and I told Yandy, I was like, yo, bro, I'm not coming on this tour. It cost my hair $1,500 alone to get done. I can't just be on the road broke like this. I can't do this with Jim no more. So all of us really wasn't fucking with him because he wasn't paying us. So Yandy was like, well, I'll give you $2,000, or he said he's gonna give you $2,000 for like your clothes, and then he'll give you $300 a show. or whatever if you just come on tour. Because I was like, shit, give me 1,000. I was like, I would have been happy with $1,000 a show, but he only gave me like 300. Stacks came, he brought Bino and Mega with him. But he was just like he was beefing with niggas in his hood. He had like issues. That's the only reason why he really came on the tour. So he was telling me, you know what I'm saying, Jim had owed him money. Like he asked, like, cause you know he wrote ballers. Huh?
No, I'm talking to Luce. Go ahead. We listen.
Yeah, so he had wrote baller. So at the time, Stacks and 50 Cent had the same attorney. So I guess 50 was like, it was a couple people trying to like sign Stacks, but he was trying to take Jim along with him. Like, you know, I incorporated him because we genuinely all had love for Jim. So anyways, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why I'm on tour, sis, is because I got beef in the hood. I got to lay low for him. And he's like, this nigga Jim supposed to give me 50 bands, but he keep playing. So the 50 went from, I'm going to give you 50 to 30 to 20 to one time we was in the studio. And this is like a few days before Stacks passed away. We was in the studio. Stacks comes to the studio. And he's like, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna talk to this nigga because I got to get out my situation. And pretty much, I guess Jim gave him the runaround again, saying he was going to give him the money, but he never did. Next thing you know, I get a phone call like 5 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying that they pretty much got Stacks or whatever. So I just always held that against him because I'm like, nigga, like this man made your biggest record. And you ain't do nothing to help him. All that money that you used to come to the studio counting $20,000-$30,000 in our face. You see what I'm saying? Like niggas supposed to be happy about you counting this shit, but you not sharing with the people who help you be in position. You know what I mean? I just don't respect the nigga from that point on.
Okay, so we see you was trying to put a bogus contract in front of you. You definitely contributed, you know, to some of his hit records. So what else came along later on that kind of like made you look at him a little different?
He was shutting down deals as far as like he was shutting down the deal. So like me, I wrote him a note. Like, I let him know. I was like, yo, bro, I can't really fuck with you like that because niggas around you is dying. Slicey in jail, Holly dead, Stacks dead. You tell the nigga Stacks wanted to be in the hood. Stacks did not want to be in the hood like that. He was trying to get out the hood. Something happened to me, you gonna tell my mom the same thing. So he like come to the studio, but this like they had done jump Max and did all that type of shit. See what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm not coming to the studio so you could try to jump me or get me beat up, nigga. Hell no. So I went to Miami. My attorney, she had set up some shit with Khaled. Khaled, when he had got Def Jam, he was signing artists. He was supposed to like fuck with me on the artist tip. So my attorney is like, you know, pretty much Khaled got scared because Jim had threatened him. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you fuck with her, you're going to have a problem. So he shut that deal down, deal with Sony, with KP down. Like, it was just like, he was just being a nuisance, you know what I mean, to my life. And it's like, yo, bro, I didn't do nothing but help you get rich. I don't know, even if the relationship didn't work, you should have just kept it G enough to just let me go. Instead, you know what I mean? He tells me, oh, Jha Jha, it's rough out there in them streets when you by yourself. So pretty much meaning that he was going, you know what I mean, like shut everything down for me. So it's like I had to get on some street shit, you know what I mean, to fend for myself. And that's pretty much how I kind of got jammed up and went to the feds.
Oh, so you went there some time. How much time you do?
So I did 4.5 years, pretty much because I ain't want to snitch. So I kind of already know how, like, you know what I'm saying, that snitch shit go. Like, niggas be telling y'all, when niggas get out of prison and they be like, oh, I just got out. Like, say, like, nigga get caught with 10, 20 guns and they only doing 2-3 years. Yeah, they not righteous. Like, but see, they be like, oh, check my paperwork. Niggas that come from the feds, you can't just check that paperwork like that because everything is, like, top secret. Like, niggas got FBI numbers. The only 3 people who really can actually see your paperwork is like you, the judge, and like your probation officers, and maybe the counselor, like you see what I'm saying, in whatever pod you at. But it's something that's called a PSI, pre-sentencing investigation report. That got all your information on it. You feel me? Like that lets you know if you cooperated, how you grew up, your whole, pretty much your whole case file. See what I'm saying? But niggas know that you will never ever be able to get that shit. You see what I'm saying? It's just it's not like, even if you go online right now, when you see somebody in the feds, you gonna see their county picture. You're not gonna see their fed picture. Every 3 months, they take pictures of you to update your file, see if like your image changed, just in case you try to run away or some shit like that. So they like stripping you naked. They trying to see, you know what I mean? If you got new tattoos, you cut your hair, they keep an update on that type of stuff. But niggas be tricking y'all tricking niggas because they know you not gonna never get that information. So that's why they come out and be like, oh, I ain't snitch. You can see this, blah blah blah, because you can't see that shit. They hitting all y'all over the head. Not y'all, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So what did Jim Jones? You said that Jim Jones basically is a rat, right?
I mean, so boom. I really don't want to put the rat thing on nobody's head. You see what I'm saying? But from if what I seen with the wiretap, you know what I mean, was accurate information. I mean, whoever individual one is, yeah, that individual one ain't righteous right there. Like, I've never seen nothing like that before, where a person, you know what I'm saying, on a wiretap, you know what I mean, is able to go unscathed and everybody else get jammed up, especially when they talking like that, because that was crazy talking that wiretap. But I heard the interview with Melly. Shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to Melly. Melly said, you know what I'm saying, he didn't snitch, but I mean, you know, like, if Jim didn't do it, it was individual one. Whoever individual one is, that motherfucker is not righteous, because it's no way impossible. Like, from my experience with being with the feds, I got locked up pretty much because I didn't want to cooperate with them. I ain't want to be no snitch. You see what I'm saying? Them people told me, I did 8 hours in the interrogation room with them, and they was like, give us what we want, we'll let you go. You see what I'm saying? Like, they was like, the worst you will get is probation. That's the worst you can get. The best you can get is you walk out here today if you give us the information. Unfortunately, I ain't have no information to give them. But I know that they not friendly like that. They not just letting niggas go. You know what I mean?
So if you had information that they wanted, would you gave it up? Because you just said I didn't have the information to give up.
Yeah, you got to catch what I'm saying though. Nah, I really not gave them no information.
All
like,
right. Yeah, I want you to clear it up for the people.
Yeah, like, nah, like I could not help them. I wasn't gonna help them. So therefore they wasn't trying to be lenient with me. They told me, we don't want you. You so what I'm saying is, if you go back and listen to Melly interview, right? He say they got who they wanted. They got me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Melly would not be considered a big fish to them. Individual one or Jim, you see what I'm saying? Like, Jim is bigger than Melly, right? So if they wanna, like, them niggas is about the big fish. You see what I'm saying? If you got somebody on a phone conversation, a big fish saying, now you gotta super violate them. Now you gotta do this. You gotta do that. Blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying?
That's conspiracy all day.
That's conspiracy. They for damn sure finna come at that person because he's bigger than him. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of how he is in the street wise, because Melly no joke. You see what I'm saying? But in they eyes, we got the bigger one. So for them to just let him go, that just sounds crazy to me. I've never seen nothing like that happen before, and I've been through the federal system. Like, I went all the way up to the Supreme Court fighting my case because I went to trial. And them boys, I don't know how the New York feds is, but the Miami feds, them boys, they don't care about that. They finna jam, they finna bam you unless you doing something for them. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you doing something for them, then yeah, they gonna let you move around how you want to move around. So that's why I say I would hate to put something on anybody's name like that, regardless if I fuck with him or not. You know what I mean? But it just, to me, that shit that ain't adding up, because I done been in the feds.
But it's crazy that you say that, because I could imagine that federal prisons from different states have different policies. So, you know, motherfuckers in different states.
No.
Conspiracy is conspiracy, though.
Hear me out. Feds, it's not broken down in the states.
Yeah, they all want
one law. It ain't like California, Nevada. No,
that's what I was just wondering.
For the whole United States.
Yeah. Okay.
This is why when you go to the feds, you know, if you go to the pen out here in Cali, you only gonna do your time out here in Cali.
Right.
You go to the feds, your ass could be anywhere in the United States because that's their jurisdiction is the U.S. So they laws.
Yeah, they try to send you to where like whatever your region is, but they could like literally send you to the West Coast. You see what I'm saying? They could send you to like I was from Miami. At first they put me in Tallahassee. Then I had gotten in a little bit of trouble. I went to the shoe. So after I got out the shoe, they sent me to Alabama. I still was in 500 miles away my hometown was, but shit, they'll send you over to Cali. They'll send you up to Virginia. They'll send you wherever they want to send you to. If you know what I mean, Texas, wherever.
Yeah, didn't you make a statement that said that 6ix9ine and Wack don't know what's going on? Let me tell what's really going on with the situation, right?
What did I say that?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. Was that you that said that?
No, too much. I ain't really never speak on 6ix9ine or Wack.
6ix9ine the one put me up on it because I was asleep. You know, Cuban Jim Jones just did a feature for me for Coyote. Right? He just did it. Yeah. And a week prior to 6ix9ine, the one came on. He said, "Look, Jim, he was the number 2. I was the number 1, and he was the number 2. Right? If I didn't take the stand, Jim was gonna take the stand. Right? And that's when he gave me the clip because I didn't know nothing about it at the time. And when he gave me the clip, I sent it to Jim Jones. I said, bro, what's this? And for the first time, he wouldn't answer. I mean, you know, he always answered me. I'm like, bro, what's this I'm hearing on here? This is you. This is a conspiracy. What happened with this? And he went dark.
Yeah, no,
Any other time he answered me.
So, like, I don't really too much, like, I never met 6ix9ine, you know what I mean? Like, I know Melly, we was on tour together. I know that he genuinely got a love for Jim. I know that Jim loved him. So I would hope that, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do that. But from what I heard, that shit just sound crazy. Like, that's definitely a conspiracy. It's people that get locked up for way less charges than that, with even bank fraud conspiracy. Anything is on. If you on the phone conspiring or talking about something, like, if I'm on the phone with y'all right now, even doing this, and y'all say we finna go rob a bank, and just cause I'm on this thing with y'all right now, they picking me up too. I could have not even said nothing. So the fact that he on the phone and he's talking, giving orders, and they didn't pick him up, that's just the part that's I'm like.
Especially him being like a high profile.
He's
person.
a high profile. Like
that's
the one that they going to get first, cause that's the same thing as like Young Thug, Woody, and Gunna, and all of them. So
hey, Wack, tell Compton Rick Rock to come back on.
Oh, he left?
I ain't seen him on there. He was on there.
Oh no, is he in the back?
So yeah, no, that's crazy that you was writing all the records and everything.
I wasn't writing all that. It was a collective thing. Like, it was me, Max, and Stacks that pretty much put that nigga sound together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that he just was on some creep ball ass shit, like not wanting to pay niggas, and then it ain't really about the money with me. It's more about loyalty. You left my nigga, my loyal. Like, we was loyal to this nigga. Like, we love this nigga. Like, you left Stacks out there. You threw him to the wolves. You see what I'm saying? You threw me to the wolves intentionally, just because I didn't want to sign a fucked up contract. All I really was asking for him was to make the contract reasonable. Because at the end of the day, like, everything is negotiable, but you couldn't do nothing with that. And it's like, I told you, like, bro, I don't want no problems. Just let me go do my thing. And you just like, nah, like, I'm gonna stop your whole situation. You ain't gonna have no motive if you ain't finna fuck with me. And that's just the part, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't respect about him.
I mean, for any nigga to tell you that you shouldn't read over your music contract is grounds for you to feel like he trying to screw you.
Of course. I warned Max about the contract because he gave it to me first. I was like, yo, Max, you sure you want to do that? You need to get an attorney or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Before you go ahead and lock in with that, because I don't think it's too righteous or whatever. But Max really wasn't tripping about it. He just kind of wanted his bread or whatever, because he actually gave Max money. My contract ain't have no money with it. He gave Max some money.
About what year would you say this is?
That this happened?
Yeah.
Shit, like 2007, 2008, in that area like that.
Oh, this is back in them prime days.
Yeah, like 2007, between 2006 and 2008 is the situation with Jim. I met
because that's when Ballin' came out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like I met Dipset in 2003. I went up there. And then I think Diplomatic Immunity 2 came out 2004.
So you was grinding for years with him.
Yeah, like I gave that nigga a chance. Like it wasn't no a quick 6 months thing or nothing. Like I said, I was with Cam them first or whatever. He just jumped in because Puff was like, "Where's the girl? That's who I want to see. Like, bring her here." So he lied to Puff and told Puff I was his artist. Meanwhile, I'm thinking.
Hold on, Jha Jha. Puff said what?
Puff was like, "Where the girl at? Bring this."
No, that mic didn't have nothing to do with no music.
You might have dodged the bullet.
You might have dodged the bullet.
Not the diddler.
Hey. So did Cam and the rest of them back up from you after Joel started fucking with you a little bit heavier? Because I'm trying to figure out why after Jim. So after Jim offered you the contract and you turned the contract down, you couldn't just go back over there with Cam now?
So it was just like it was tension with them. At that point, you know what I mean? You seen that it was tension and like
within the camp.
Within the camp. You see what I'm saying? So it was like I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's really going on and like kind of trying to survive, like maneuver my way. Like these niggas ain't fucking with each other. You kind of in the middle. Where you go from here? You see what I'm saying? Like so, me and Cam kind of. We had like a disconnect because it was a middleman in between me and him. You know what I mean? Like I say, the guy Big Joe was managing me and him. So I wasn't really dealing with Joe because he didn't like too much follow through with his words. See what I'm saying? So I was like falling back.
Okay, so the contract with Jim was the first contract you was offered from the whole shit on either side, from Cam and the Dipset and the Jim side. Yeah,
because the shit happened so quick. It's like once Puff got on the record, Jim just kind of like snatched me up. So I was like in the studio working with him. You see what I'm saying? Going on the road doing shows with him. You know what I mean? And shit just went crazy after that.
While you was doing all that work,
deals.
When you was doing all that work, did you ever ask Jim for any paper or anything like that, any money or anything like that?
I think I probably asked him for like $100 to like pay a phone bill. What else? One time Yandy gave me like $10,000. Like after like the whole ordeal, it was $5,000 at one time, $5,000 at the other time. But then they wrote it off when I had to file taxes on that shit. So probably out the whole thing, I got like 10 bands.
So that 10 bands, did that come from Jim and his label, or did that come from Yandy?
It came from Jim.
Okay.
It's crazy, like to 10 bands for a span of 2 or 3 years of working with people of that, like that's crazy. Bro.
That's how the industry is. She remind me of, and Wack know, Mother Goat. You know how Mother Goat is, right, Wack?
Yeah. But it all depends on, but this is what it comes down to. Like when she was in there writing, I get what she was doing. She was trying to contribute because I'm going to be part of this. But
Absolutely.
Once you see it ain't no business going, that ain't happening, they got to turn into business.
Facts.
360 deals, I always hear people frown on them. And I'm going to be real.
You got to get in the door, though.
A 360 deal with stipulations is not a bad deal to me. Like
back
I
then,
sign an artist to a 360 deal if I'm in the middle of a JV with a label quick.
So the thing with the situation with Jim was I never thought Jim wanted to be an artist for real. That's not how I looked at him. I thought Jim was an executive. So we thought that we was pretty much helping him just go ahead and get these deals so he can put us on. But he was getting them deals because he just wanted to be put on. Like he really wanted to be a rapper.
Jim wanted.
Listen, yeah, he wanted to rap.
Yeah. He said an artist will snake anybody for a hit. A nigga that didn't have one, he said, boy, they will cross you quick.
So pretty much, that's what Jim was just pretty much just draining us for our splash so he could get, you see what I'm saying, like to the next level. You know what I mean? Like it's stepping stones, but he just ain't want us to like make no moves or do nothing either. So it was just like a real, and then it was just a dangerous situation too, because he had a lot of enemies. So it's like we running out of clubs, niggas shooting at this all type of crazy ass shit. And it's just like, bro, I'm putting my life on the
So
line.
he wasn't
running
so
out of
he wasn't
clubs.
like that.
Hold on, Luce. Hold on.
So
what you mean
not
running
like,
out of clubs?
like he would like a lot of shows. I guess the nigga was beefing with a lot of people about money, owing the money or whatever. And like now Jim had some goons around him. Like Melly was no joke. My niggas from Brooklyn, Slicey, shout out to my brother Slicey, shout out to Bleak, shout out to Luca. Them niggas is no joke. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he got a lot of heart, because he had real niggas around him, but he kept putting niggas in a bunch of trouble. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do with your niggas, regardless if you know niggas with the smoke or not. You keep making these niggas fight your battles for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, you starting shit, stealing money from people, taking money from people, you know what I mean, gassing them out of shit, and then these niggas gotta fight your battles and get you out of trouble. You know what I mean? I'm the only girl.
Talking like that true life shit that was going on.
I'm talking like a bunch of shit that's going on. That's just not the only thing. Jim had a lot of enemies, you know what I'm saying, everywhere. With my brother Jojo Capone, like, he was no joke with him. Like, it was just a lot of shit that he was just doing. You know what I mean? Getting extorted by the Haitians, Zoe and all that. Yeah, he was just crazy.
So basically what Cameron was saying was accurate, because Cameron said, you know, Jim keep people around, but he be gassing them up to do wild stuff. They don't put no money in their pocket.
Yeah, like niggas, he done sent niggas on plenty dummy missions. Shout out to Kim, because I probably wouldn't even be on this platform if it wasn't for him. So shout out to Kim for mentioning my name. But that's absolutely right. Like, you know, Jim had a bunch of good niggas around him that really they had a lot of potential. They just had like flawed, you know what I mean, past, or like, you know, they grew up in crazy environments, so they had to do whatever they had to do. Right. But he'll just get him and he'll just like flex his muscle. Because that's what they was, is like his muscle. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see these niggas are terrified of Slicey. Niggas terrified of Matrix. And, you know, he'll use that to his advantage in order to, like, scare other people into either doing what he wanted. But Jim really is not like that. Like, it's the people that was around him. Like, nobody not really scared of him. They were scared of, like, the mother niggas. Jim, nah, ain't nobody scared of that.
I know. I keep hearing about BMF chasing him somewhere.
Jim is, I'm telling you, Wack. Do you understand what I'm saying? He used to get chased a lot. Like, that's just not, it's just not them. Like, he just used to be.
Was you around when that happened?
I probably was around. I know we went to Radio 1 Fest or whatever in Miami. But I don't really remember that. I can't really speak on like BMF chasing him. I know we did Radio 1 and they was there, but you know what I mean? Like I said, he got into a lot of shit with people.
Was you around when Rod Diggs was chasing him around New York?
Who?
Rod Diggs.
Rod Diggs?
Yeah, from Brooklyn.
I used to be in the studio rapping. I don't really remember that either.
Okay.
No, but I know Zoe. He's like the one that's out there, that because there's so many Zoes in there.
You mean Ali Zoe?
Yeah. I'm talking about like the bald head one.
The shit out of Jim, like.
Yeah. I know.
Was terrified of Ali Zoe. Like, scared of
that. Wait. What you mean?
Now it's like a group of them. They all call the Zoes.
I know the Zoes. I've tapped in with them. But
I'm talking about the one that was in the What You Been Drinking On video. The one with the chicken that came out the Porsche or something like that. Yeah, Jim was terrified of him. Like, he asked me one time, he was in the studio. He's like, yo, Jha Jha, you what you is Haitian? Why the Haitians fuck with you like that? And I was like, shit, I'm from Miami, I guess, nigga. Like, he was like, oh, I guess they had told him like to like make sure that nothing happened to me or some shit like that. But yeah, he was terrified of them niggas. They used to always chin check him for that.
I didn't know Jim was getting pressed like. I knew he had some run-ins, but shit, I didn't know he was getting pressed like that.
Man, you remember Lil C's them ran him out the Rucker Park? Lil C's and C Gutter ran him out of Rucker Park.
Yeah, I know about that.
That was before me. I wasn't there at that time.
Niggas getting ran up out of shit. That's crazy, bro.
Cameron left him in the park.
I wasn't there for that. He definitely was getting extorted by them Zoes, though.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a fact.
Nasty. But I'm saying, you saying he had a lot of goons around and stuff. how is he allowing himself to get extorted if he got Melly
It
and all
don't
them?
matter. You still can't go certain places. Like them niggas wasn't scared of his goons, and like at the end of the day, it's like you want to move a certain type of way. You still gotta, you know what I mean, gonna pay that tab. Those was like going crazy with a lot of shit though. It just wasn't Jim. Like it was a lot of people kind of terrified of them at that time.
Yeah, Ali Zoe been having a lot of stories. He claimed he used to, you know, have a lot of people checking in. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
I mean, I definitely remember him around Jim. I remember he had the G-Wagon. He had picked he was doing business with him too, but he just had Jim in check. Like Jim was very scared. Like he wasn't calling no shots. He wasn't telling this nigga what to do. I tell you that.
That's correct. And let me ask you this though. You said Big Joe used to manage you, right?
Yeah, he's the one that discovered me and brought me to Dipset.
Okay. Well, I know you seen how they done tied him to this Diddy stuff, right? The girl who came out with these allegations about him. Did his character fit those claims that she said about it?
What was the claim? What was the claims?
They attached Diddy stuff. It's a girl that came out.
He was a baby oil monster.
Basically,
that's what she said. He was the baby oil monster.
Basically, yeah. It's a girl who came out and said Diddy and Big Joe, you know, did some things to her or whatever.
Well, I have absolutely no idea about that. I know, like I said, Joe, me and his problem was like, he told me he was going to pay for me to go to, I went to New York just on some visit type shit. You see what I'm saying? I was in college at FAMU. So I went we was on summer break. So I went there for 2 weeks to go look at like the record labels. I was like 19. I just wanted to see what it looked like. So I was standing on 14th Street. I think it was like Universal, where Universal was at. And Big Joe see me. I was standing outside, and he just was like, pretty much what you do. You know what I mean? And I was like, who? You know what I mean? I didn't know who he was. He was like, I'm Cameron and Jewel's manager. And then I was like, oh, I'm Styles, because my name was Styles at the time. He was like, I was like, I rap. So then he took me upstairs. He was like, well, shit, we looking for some artists. He took me upstairs. It was Jewel's album listening party. They didn't get a chance to listen to my stuff upstairs because they was getting ready to go to this party. So he was like, you come to the party with us, I'm gonna introduce you to Cam. If we like your shit, we gonna sign you. If we don't like it, you know what I mean, we can't fuck with you. Anyways, so we go down to his truck. He had like a green Escalade. I get in the truck. I got this record that I wrote called Itchy Itchy Ya Ya. Jewels pulls up in his white Z with like the spinning rims. Jim jumps in the back seat. They playing the record. Jim like, who that? And he like, this her. He was like, she got a voice like Michael Jackson. You gonna let her fuck with us or what? So he like, nigga, if y'all bread right, you see what I'm saying? So next thing you know, like I'm just coming to the studio, like being like a lab rat, hanging out or whatever, writing records. Jewels jumps on the record and it goes from there. But I go back to college. He calls me like, yo, where you at? And I'm like, I'm going to school. He like, nah, you got to come back to New York. Cam want to sign you, which was not really 100% true. You see what I'm saying at the time. So I'm like, nah, nigga, I can't come back. I'm in college. He's like, I'm going to pay for you to go to school up here. You got to transfer, but you got to come back. So I tell my parents, yo, mom, I'm moving to New York. Blah, blah, blah. They're like, you crazy? Like, you finna finish school. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, he say he gonna pay for my school. And they like, who say that? I'm like, my manager, Big Joe, or whatever. So they wasn't with it. Against their will, I went to New York. I had already got accepted into New York University when I was applying for schools. So I went back up. I give him the tag for it. Like, this is how much it's gonna cost for me to go to school. This nigga tell me, oh, I don't got no bread like that. I can't pay for you to go to school. You need to focus on rap. So now he done put me in a situation where I done gave my college shit up to come up there thinking that I was gonna be able to finish school and do rap. You know what I mean? So it kind of like was like crazy. He was like, oh, you could come stay with me. And my family was like, you're not going to stay with this man. You don't know him. So that's when, like, you know what I mean? My Aunt Gert.
Who told you that? Joe?
That was Big Joe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was on some Diddy shit. For sure.
I can't say that, but I know that, like, you know what I mean? He didn't come through, like, he was on some, you know what I mean?
He wasn't bold back then.
You should have just let me stay where I was at. You pretty much almost ruined my life.
What's this, baby?
Why you continue to let him manage you after you seen he wasn't keeping his word though?
Cause I ain't like have no choice. Like I was like, you know, like I'm not from New York. You done got me up here. You know what I mean? Like
No, that
really
was
what I'm
not
supposed to
count.
do at this point.
Right.
Did they fast talk you?
Who?
Did they fast talk you, right?
What you mean?
You know how the New York niggas be talking real fast.
Nah, Kim was like really see the problem with me, it was no problem with me and Kim. We just really didn't know each other like that. Like I thought that Kim wanted to sign me off top. But Cam didn't really know. He had to like get to know me. You see what I'm saying? Which was Joe pretty much lying, telling lies and shit like that. Like I would have never even moved to New York if I didn't, you know what I mean, if he wouldn't have been like, yo, you gotta come up here, Cam wanna sign you. Like Cam is a person that, you know what I mean, and I have a lot of respect for him because he's a person that is about his brand. You know what I mean? And like I just came from out of nowhere. So he looking at me like, first of all, this girl young as hell, and is she a plant? Like, where she come from? All she want to do is just do music. She not trying to go to no club. She ain't trying to do none of that. So I guess he had to like really see that, like, I wasn't on no crazy shit. You feel me? And once he seen that, oh, like, you know, Jha Jha official, she want to do this, then that's where Jim had came into the play, and shit just kind of got crazy.
Did the friction between Cam and Jim start after Cam trademarked Bird Gang, which was Jim Jones' label?
Nah, the friction started. I mean, I like so when Cam did that because like I guess Jim was like trying to, you know what I mean, be on some slick shit and start his own shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we supposed to be a group, you know what I mean? Why are you trying to start your shit over here?
Right.
You know what I mean? And we all together. Cause nigga, we put you on as, you know, I mean, Dipset, so why you trying to go and do a Bird Gang thing? So I guess Cam just being smart, like, well, shit, nigga, I'm gonna get paid regardless, one way or the other, off this shit. So yeah, I'm a trademark it. But I mean, he just funny like that. Like he, you know what I mean? He do like shit like that. But nah, I don't think that's where the friction started from. The friction pretty much started from like
kids outside.
A bunch of niggas in everybody's ear. You know what I'm saying? Like them, even with the record execs, like they was trying to divide and conquer from the jump, and I guess they succeeded.
So did you ever go on to get a deal with anybody else?
Nah, nigga, my back was against the wall, like, and I went to the feds, and I had to pretty much rebuild my whole life over again.
And then you said the situation with Stacks was like the last straw. That's when you knew you had to get away from him. But what else did you see before that, leading up to that you was just like taking as mental notes?
The way they did Max, you know what I'm saying? Like beating Max up in the studio, you know what I mean? Getting him jumped in the studio. This all type of shit.
Hold on, slow down. Who whooped on Max in the studio?
Like he had jumped Max and He had like beat up Max. He beat up Max's manager too. Like he got him jumped in the studio.
Who beat Max up? Jim beat Max up?
They jumped him or did some shit. I know Bruno, they jumped his manager.
But you know, Max B is a little dude. You get what I'm saying?
I seen somebody that pulled up. Who was that on that video, Ghost? Who was that?
Which one?
There was a video around that they pulled up on Max.
Pulled up on Max B?
Yeah. But Max was fighting back. It's just that
was probably
Jim
Jones.
Like he just was doing just whole ass shit. Just a lot of stuff. Like you're not taking care of your team. Then you trying to sabotage shit. Everything pretty much just started being about, you know what I mean? Like just him. You know what I mean? Putting people in situations. It's like you got me riding on the subway and this nigga's out here trying to kill you, bro. Like you got me sitting up here next to you and you beefing with this gang, that gang, but I'm on the subway, right? Like they could have kidnapped me, did anything like that just to get back at you. But he don't give no fucks.
Yeah, but when French Montana and Max B start beefing with Jim Jones, was you a part of that? Did you take any, like, had anything to do with that?
So me and Max had a conversation before he went at Jim. He was like, I'm about to go at this nigga, sis. And he was just like saying how he was going to try to go, you know what I mean? He's going to get at Chrissy and all that type of stuff. And I was like, you know what I mean, Max, just be careful. You see what I'm saying? Because you already know how this nigga play. Next thing you know, I see Max going crazy on him. And that shit just escalated.
And then going back to the Stacks situation one more time. Look, when you said that Stacks asked for some money to get out of his situation before he got killed, was it like a contract situation, or you mean like some street shit he was trying to get away from?
Nah, it was street shit that Stacks had, and I really don't have a bunch of information on like, you know what I mean, why he was in the streets or whatever with that, but it was some street shit. They was like he was beefing with some niggas or whatever. He let Jim know that he was.
Jim was aware of that.
Yeah, he was 100% aware of that. And if he tell a nigga that he wasn't aware of that, he's a motherfucking lie. Like, he's 100% aware of that. And Stacks didn't want to be in no hood. Like, that's a lie.
But isn't it true that Jim tried to move Stacks to New Jersey or something like that?
He tried to move, like, he was like, you can move with this nigga named Black, which was Jim homeboy. And Stacks was like, I'm a grown-ass man. I moved out the house when I was like 16. I'm not staying with no other nigga.
Gotcha. Well, how did Stacks get the Porsche?
Yeah, he should have stayed with the other niggas.
Porsche. That wasn't. You gotta remember, Stacks was fucking with Clue and all these type of niggas before Jim. He didn't really
he was fucking with Clue and Webb them.
Like Stacks was already on his own shit. Like he came to just help Jim. Like Jim didn't put him on. Stacks was already on when he met Jim.
Gotcha.
They tell me after Max got jumped, the front line found Jim whooped on him and took his jewelry and shit.
I mean, I know they had altercations, but you know what I mean, at the end of the day, why would you even do some shit like that to somebody who helping you get to a bag?
Yeah, because I know Max B was writing all the hooks, like all the singing hooks.
Man, Max was Jim's sound.
Yeah.
Like that Max was Jim's whole sound. So it's just like, you know, he just was trying to sun niggas or whatever. When people like wouldn't do what he wanted to do, he'll flex his muscle. He never really played with me like that because I guess he knew like the other people that I had behind me, and I wasn't even putting myself in no situation like that. It's just he's not a good individual.
Yeah,
how much you know about that True Life situation?
You say what?
How much you know about that True Life situation with Jim? Taking them dipshit chain, putting hands and feet on him.
I mean, he was scared of him at first, but I really don't know too much about that.
He was scared of True Life? He said that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we know that, but you heard him say that?
I'm saying, nah, I just know that he didn't play with him like that. Like, Jim really wasn't, certain people, like, you know, that he was beefing with, like, he wasn't really going to play with them, but I don't know the logistics of why what happened and what was what and all that with that.
Why he started beefing with French?
Right? Go ahead.
Huh?
Why he started beefing with French?
Oh,
because of Max B?
Yeah, because he had got behind Max. Anybody that's trying to help somebody get to another level, he didn't like that shit.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense too, because Ali Zoe, he said on an interview basically that Jim was trying to get him to not help like blackball Mace basically. When Mace was trying to come back out, Ali Zoe said Jim Jones was trying to get him to help him blackball Mace.
Yeah, that nigga was trying to stop the whole situation. Like, he's just a jealous-hearted person sometimes. Even with the interview, like, he talks about, I was watching the interview when he was, like, talking about Cam and Mace, like, and you could see, like, the jealousy come out of him when he was like, I did this and I did that. Like, I'm like, bro, like, you look, come on, fool.
You think he feel left out? You think he feel left out? You think he feel left out?
I think he feel, I think he's just jealous. Like, I think that, you know what I'm saying, Cam and Mace is back friends, and I think he don't like that too good. Especially when somebody getting some money, like, they getting some money and he ain't getting no money, he don't like that shit.
Yeah, but they best friends. They were best friends since they was kids. So regardless of the fact is that bond gonna always still be there.
Yeah, but if
Mace and Cameron.
I get what you're saying about that, but you gotta, if you're dealing with a jealous hard person, even when you look at like the situation with him wanting to go and do his own thing, you had to have them feelings harbored in you for a long time. Them shits ain't just happen like that. You see what I'm saying? You already wanted to be in Cam position from the jump. That's what you was aiming at. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why you went ahead and tried to get your own group and do your own thing and separate from Cam, because you wanted to be like Cam. You know what I mean? You wanted that boss down shit too.
And Jim went behind Cam back and actually trademarked Dipset, right?
No,
Cam
did that.
No,
Cam
I know the
did that.
Diplomat's name, but the Dipset name. Didn't Jim Jones trademark that?
Cam owned Dipset.
Okay.
Jim can't do nothing under Dipset name. Cam owned that.
Because I know in your Queen's Flip interview, you and Queen's Flip was talking about that, and y'all said that Cam, that Jim Jones trademarked Dipset the name, and Cameron trademarked Diplomats.
I don't know about that. I don't remember that. I know Cam on Dipset.
Okay.
Jim can't make no moves on Dipset behalf. That's the whole thing. Like Jim, like they gave him a Warner Brothers position just trying to get to Cam. Like they thought they was gonna be able to do more business with Cam if Jim was involved because he had them gaffled like that, but Cam wasn't really vibing with him at that point like that.
Man, stop playing. Shout out Dipset.
Dipset all day.
Dipset.
Shout out Dipset.
All day.
Yeah. Was you around when Jim Jones jumped up the 50 Cent situation? Was you around for that? Was you around when Jim Jones jumped up 50 Cent? Talk about that.
When he went to go get on like 50 Cent show?
Exactly.
Jim just an opportunist. Like he let people get in his head. Like he really thought he was like talented at one point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Ballin' record like made him think that he was the one coming up. It's like delusion or some shit. Like it's like, bro, he thought he was like that hot to the point where he didn't really need niggas. So 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? He was the bigger artist, the way bigger artist. He reached out and yeah, he went on that shit.
But he should have went on it when they was beefing. So he showed his loyalty to. He was disloyal to Cameron, and basically 50 Cent used him.
But Luce, he got to know his gas because he ain't write the record, so he got to know his gas.
You said what?
He said he got to know he gassed himself up because he ain't write his own record. He ain't write the hook. He ain't write the verse.
He definitely. Like he really thought that like he was the one that, you see what I'm saying, like that it was all about him or whatever. And he took the bait and fell for it.
Yeah, we all believed that Smush Parker was the NBA point guard until he got to the NBA.
So
shout out to Smush.
Shit.
Well, they say
it's a lot of people like that.
They say that Mace was the one who showed him how to
like,
rap in the first place.
He definitely was feeling himself, you know what I mean? But he just forgot about the people along that helped him get to that point, you know, like, and that's the issue that I got with him. I don't fuck with him on account of stacks. Anything else probably could have been like fixed, I feel like. But once I lost my brother behind that shit, this is nothing. There's no coming back from that.
So you saying Stack's demise was triggered by Jim Jones' actions?
I'm saying he could have helped him, right? He could have helped him get out of that situation into a better situation. Get out the hood? Yeah, he didn't do it. He had enough of money to help him do that. The man wrote you your biggest record. Stacks is Jim's legacy. That ballin' shit is his legacy. That's Stacks. So the fact that, and then he went to his funeral. Another thing that I ain't like about that, he went to his funeral and he showed out. Like, instead of letting him have his day, his last final day on earth, he goes there and causes a big commotion because they told him to sit in a certain area. He didn't want to sit in the area. So he's yelling, screaming, pushing people and doing all that type of shit, disrupting the man's service.
You want to be seen.
Yeah, and that was just not the right place for that.
Like you said, opportunists.
And Stack's team went for that?
I mean, so we was we was like in the back in the middle area, and you know what I mean, people was in the front. Like I know I was sitting like kind of, he was in front of me. He walked in and like literally was there for a few minutes, made that commotion and left out.
He didn't like his seating arrangements.
I think they was telling him to sit down or do something and he didn't want to do it. And then after that he just made this big ass scene.
So basically he was a diva.
A diva, a demon, both of them at the same time.
What's your issue with Queen's Flip? I seen recently you dissed Queen's Flip, but when you first came home, you did the interview with Queen's Flip and it went viral. Y'all had a good interview.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Flip. And the reason why is because I didn't know who Flip was initially. When I came home, I didn't know that he was like doing podcasts. It was like a family member that was close to me who set it up. And they were just like, oh, cuz this guy, he said he know you, he was Stacks. He stacks people. So like, and then when anybody was like they were Stacks people, I would listen to them. You see what I'm saying? Because I felt like I owed him that much.
Right.
And he was like, he said he did a song with you or whatever, and I was like, I don't remember doing no song with the nigga, but he was just like, he popping in the streets. You should do the interview. I was really in New York anyways for Rolling Loud. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, I'll check him out once I leave Rolling Loud, whatever, you set it up. So my Stacks cousin Kai and his brother and all of them, they was just like, yo, sis, like, just be careful when you go there. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, we gonna send our team with you. I had my people and they sent like, it's like 30, we was like 30, 40 deep in there. And they was like, just be careful because he could be like kind of funny sometimes, but you know what I mean? Like, he's all right. So I go there, you know what I mean? I do the interview, and then he starts to like kind of make it like I'm lying or like I'm not being truthful about the situation between Stacks and Jim. So when he puts the thing out, I look at it and I didn't he was like, I don't remember it to be like that. Well, nigga, I don't remember you being around. You see what I'm saying? You wasn't there in the hotels with us when we was talking about shit. You wasn't on tour with us. You know what I mean? I really just did this as a favor. So anyways, he brings Jim on the thing to give his like rebuttal or whatever, but he like makes it like give him princess treatment and shit like that. So I never said nothing about it. I let the whole thing slide because I just was trying to go on with my life. And I guess after Cam did the whole mentioning of like how Jim was treating his people, he was on the Joe Budden podcast, and Joe Budden was giving his take on Cam and the situation. Joe Budden didn't mention my name, but Flip just brings my name up. He's like, oh yeah, he even brought up Jha Jha, I guess saying like it was a low blow for Cam to bring my name up. So I just like put him in check right quick because it's like, I don't even fuck with you anyways. Like, don't stop speaking on me. You're not a real friend of Stacks, because if you was really Stacks' friend like you say he is, you wouldn't be dick riding Jim. And this is the nigga who could have helped him still be here to this day or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so my issue with him, I just feel like he disloyal. I got a real problem with disloyal niggas. I don't like that type of shit.
Facts.
Got you. You plan on working with Max B when he come home?
Oh yeah, Max just did a drop for me for my clothing brand, Splash brand, and everything. So absolutely, like Max will be home, I think, in November.
What you think about the telling situation, about the telling allegations surrounding his name?
Who, with Max?
Yeah.
He'll be there, run her off.
Oh no.
Damn.
She was like, who, Max? Gotta go.
That's crazy.
Anybody home? Knock knock.
Heck yeah, time.
Come on, she coming back. She coming back.
Don't do Jha Jha like that,
Can't to the door, Wack. Shout out the exposure. We all we got.
That's crazy.
Hey, yo.
Who?
Who brought up that question?
Hey, it's a real question. I mean, you know, shit.
I asked her respectfully.
You asked her. All she had to do is, I thought she was gonna take the high road and say she didn't know nothing about it. So now I gotta question everything. Nah, because there's everything. You know. Yo, that was wild right there. So Cuban Rob.
Y'all ain't. Oh, there she go.
There you go. We thought you ran on us.
Yeah, we thought you ran.
Put an APB out on you.
My phone started ringing.
I called my homegirl from the wire. I said, yo, Snoop,
my phone started ringing. It froze the phone up.
That happened to me too.
Nah, the question was, you said when Max B come home, you're gonna work with him, right? My question was, how do you feel about the telling allegations surrounding his name?
I don't think Max told nothing. It's no like Max did too much time to tell.
Well, you know, it's paperwork. Yes, paperwork.
His brother called me all the time. What's his brother's name? He called me all the time for the joint. I just sent him some money. He got the he has the interrogation footage now.
Yep.
He got Max. He ain't let it go. Yeah, Max. What Max did, we got the paperwork. We ran it on Clubhouse. What's the old boy name that's sitting there now? They got the 100-some years. I done forgot his name.
Pooh Sims.
Then it's the female. They went and did the robbery, you know, whatever. Well, the female was over there. They did the robbery, whatever. Long story short, Max agreed to talk to the police. He went and talked to him, and he told him where the girl worked at, where the girl lived at. It's all in the paperwork.
So is the interrogation video from when the crime happened, or?
Yeah, this is the interrogation video from it cost him like $1,500. Pooh Sims got it. He ain't even released it yet.
Yeah,
so I gotta
this
get
is some old shit ain't nobody seen yet.
As y'all know, the paperwork is out. The statements he gave on the female. Then the female eventually gave him information on Pooh Sims. But nevertheless, I've learned over the years, Jha Jha, that people don't care. Whoever got the popularity vote, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. All the street politics and what it's supposed to be, especially when it comes to the entertainment business.
You know my problem with that is though, Wack. Like, I feel like certain niggas be selective with who be snitches and who don't. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, how y'all sit up here and you want to X out Gunna, you know what I mean? Because y'all say he a snitch, but you got this other nigga on the wiretap and you standing right next to this nigga. Like,
that's a fact.
See what I'm saying? So it's like,
this is what I'm saying. This is why it's like, it's conversation, it's content, but like what it used to be back in the day, that's not what it is today.
Nah, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Me, I never been in a pair of handcuffs in my life until I got indicted by the feds. See what I'm saying? And really, honestly, the way I look at life, it'd be like more cinematic, like it'd be like a movie. So when they was asking me questions, I was like, what would they say in the movies? So when it was like, oh, you a small fish, we don't want you. And I was like, well, I don't eat fish. And if you want some fish, you better go find that motherfucker yourself. But I should have just been quiet because I pissed them off. Like, they really was trying to fuck with me because I wouldn't get them no information. But it's like, that's how I thought you were supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, 10 toes down. But these niggas is not 10 toes down. They telling, they coming out, they getting popping, getting a bag. You get the rats the bag, but the real ones, you see what I'm saying? We out here grinding, working, trying to survive, and you don't get no kudos or no points for that.
The only people, listen, that win, you know the only people that win, Jha Jha, are the winners, whoever they may be. All the real nigga shit and all that,
it ain't popping.
You know, brownie points.
It ain't popping. You ain't getting nothing for that.
Nah, it's just not. I mean, look at your situation. You kept it real. You went to the studio, helped niggas write hits, contributed to shit, put your life in harm's way, went to the feds, you know, for something that had nothing to do with them. And today, all that, if you look at what you then did, it says, well, you kept it real, you should be rewarded for that. But at the end of the day in life, it just comes down to what you doing in the path that you choosing to take. And sometimes it's roadblocks, sometimes it's delays. But you know, end of the day, it comes down to your decisions.
Absolutely. And
what's your relationship now with Cam and them? Have you like reached out any time recently?
Oh yeah, shout out to Cam. Like, we got some stuff going on with, you know what I mean? We're about to be on the Come and Talk the Fleet thing. So it's like, shout out to Cam. Like I said, I probably wouldn't have been, you know, he definitely shined a big light on me by mentioning my name, because he didn't really have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially on such a big platform. But like, yeah, I don't have no issue with nobody, but my issue is just only with Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Was you there for the pink movement?
Huh?
the Pink movement. I always recall.
Pretty much so. Can't say Dipset started from 2001 to 2008. I got there 2003. I was there for damn near the highlight of all that shit. I was there for Jewel's album. I was there for Purple Haze.
So,
I was
who was the originator of the Pink? I mean, I always thought
that's
it was
Cam shit, bro. That's Cam shit. Cam had the pink range. Cam, that's Cam shit. So my thing is, Jim just be taking credit for niggas. Like, he just takes credit. Like, he takes credit for balling and he didn't write it. You know what I mean? Like, he takes credit for the rock and roll shit when that's not his. That he didn't do that. Chrissy is the one who started that. Chrissy dressed him. Jim used to be wearing 3X clothes, like 3X shirts, big baggy ass pants. Chrissy came along and put this nigga together, like on some G shit. Like, I have a lot of respect for her when it comes to the fashion thing, because she even like told me like about Balenciaga and stuff like that. She's the person who got me my first pair of Giuseppe's. You know what I mean? Chrissy is real dope. She's really the battery in this nigga back. Like, she put that.
No, you didn't like it for that, because them bitches like your feet hurt. That's
who? Nah, they don't like your feet hurt, but when I met Chrissy, I was wearing like Macy's and Lord and Taylor's, and so you like Bloomingdale's type shit. So she was like, "Yo, Jha Jha, you the first lady of Dipset. You can't dress like that. You got to get on some boutique shit." See what I'm saying? So she directed me to like all the high fashion stuff, to where like it'll put you in a different league, in a different level. She did the same thing with Jim. Like, she elevated this nigga, his whole style. But then he, like, instead of him like really putting her on to some shit, because I feel like she's amazing. It's her and my nigga Moonshine Brown. Like, I feel like she's like, they both like amazing art, like fashion people. Instead of him like letting her run with that shit, he takes the credit for it. Like, and you don't know nothing about that. Even when he said, my brother bought me my first pair of True Religion jeans. You didn't create that shit then, nigga. Like, you talking about balling. You $1 million. We got you your $1 million, nigga. You didn't get $1 million on your own. His first album did 17,000 units. When we came along on Koch, he did 75,000. Debuted at number 5 on the Billboard charts. After that, you did balling. You was in stadiums and arenas and all that type of stuff. On Stack, on our account, like Stacks did that shit. You know, you don't have no. Your legacy is built around other niggas. That pink shit is Cam shit. You can't take that from Cam. Like, come on, man. This man done built his whole career. You sitting up here just trying to fuck with niggas' legacies and shit just because you trying to make a few couple dollars or break the internet. That's why Cam came and shut him down like that. Because it's like, come on, bro. I let you live with a lot of shit. Now you finna sit up here and say you created Dipset when we the niggas that put this shit together. You take shit and run with it. You don't take. You not funding that shit.
But when Chrissy was helping him, he treated her messed up because he felt like everybody wanted Chrissy.
No,
hell no,
like
he treat Chrissy no goddamn messed up. That nigga spent so much money on Chrissy. That's one of the only people like Jim ever gave money to. Like, Chrissy about her bag. She don't play no shit like that. Like, hell nah. Like, hell no.
Let me ask you a question.
All y'all money, he was tricking on her.
He's giving all our money to Chrissy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I heard Jim Jones saying a song one day that he was like the first blood from New York that made it popular on the West Coast. How far tied in was he really into the streets like that?
What, with the Bloods?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, Wack, you can answer that question. I really, you know what I mean?
Well, he
can't answer.
Well, you can't take that from him because he's the first blood from New York that went commercial, and he came out to the West Coast, and the homies blessed him and did the song with him and all that. Game, Wack on them for West Side, they did all that. Homie Hot Dog, actually, rest in peace from West Side, made a lot of that happen. So when he's saying that, okay, like right now, I tell people this all the time, and the homies hate it when I say it. The biggest blood in the world is the Game.
Yeah. Well, who would disagree with that?
If we talk, they get mad because you got the homies that's gonna go start talking about other things. And I'm like, listen, when you get off the tour bus to Germany and the Middle East, Scandinavia, in the UK, in Ireland, in Russia.
They
and
love
these
the game.
motherfuckers got bumping on their forehead and cedar block coming down their face. And they can't speak English. And all they know is the game. Nigga, we talking worldwide. Now, if you want to talk about neighborhood-wise and who been to the pen and who done put in what work, that's a different conversation. So when Jim says that, it's hard to challenge that because guess what? You give me another blood from the East Coast who went commercial, who went mainstream.
It's a lot of them.
Give me
so
one.
I wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying? I got
give me one.
Give
me one from the East Coast.
Like little TJ and them. They running that.
Oh, listen.
But I think Wack
Little
mean it in the
TJ
sense
come
like
late. He can't stand on Jim Jones' mouth.
You said what?
He cannot stand on Jim Jones' mouth. He come later. Little TJ come later.
But little TJ is like he's the one. I mean, it's all the young dudes now.
The reason why Jim always got the leverage on him because Jim the one kicked the door open for him. You can't take it from me. That's
Game
just like any artist on the West Coast challenging Ice Cube with I started this gangster shit with this gangster rap.
Well, Eazy-E.
He wrote his rap.
Next one.
Yeah, but he was the face.
No, Cube was already rapping.
Shit,
yeah,
Dr. Dre made a song talking about he started the game.
No, Cube pinned all their shit.
For sure.
Yeah, we know that.
And not only did he pin it, he was rapping. He was, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but
and not only
it's just like Jim Jones.
Not only do that, he went to war with the niggas and won.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
What's going on, y'all's Clubhouse TV, man? And so this one, what do we make out of everything Jha Jha said, man? She exposed Jim Jones. And I mean, honestly, it's kind of wild to hear these behind the scenes stories from someone who lived it firsthand. I mean, we definitely heard some outlandish stories regarding Jim Jones and Dipset, but coming from her, man, it's just hit different. She didn't hold back, and that's the kind of raw honesty which is rare in an industry built on keeping secrets. But from the questionable business practices to the personal betrayals to the wiretaps she described, it's clear there's a lot more to the Dipset story than we've ever been told. Honestly, it makes you wonder how many other artists have similar stories but are too afraid to speak out. Now, what's really crazy is how common this narrative seems to be when it comes to artists and their so-called leaders in the industry. Promises of loyalty and family turning to exploitation and silence. If Jha Jha's telling the truth, it's just another example of how easily power and money can corrupt relationships. But here's the thing, whether you're a fan of Jim Jones or not, you can't ignore the fact that the stories like this need to be heard. These conversations are what helps us hold people accountable and make sure history doesn't repeat itself for the next generation of artists coming up. So let's talk about it. What's your take? You think Jha Jha is being 100% honest, or is there more to the story we're missing? Let me know what you think about it in the comments, because I know this one's going to spark a heated debate. But before you go, don't forget to hit the like button if you're rocking with the content, and subscribe for more deep dives like this. If you want to stay in the loop, turn on the notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next. And if you want more exclusive content or exclusive discussions, check out my links in the description. Joining the community. We help support what we're building here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Stay real, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out, y'all. Peace.